All right, greetings. We're getting ready to start our shoe drawings in Art Foundations. The shoe drawing is all about line and texture. We're really trying to learn a little bit about how line can draw you to an area of interest. We did a little drawing exercise that was about line weight. Line weight is the thickness or thinness of the line, the variation in the thickness of the line. And we also did some value scales with different textures. And we talked about hatching versus cross hatching. This one's not done there, but scumbling, these kind of rough lines, stippling. So there's lots of different ways that you can add texture and that you can add interest to a drawing. And so we're going to start with a shoe, and I have photographed a lot of the shoes, or had a photograph, and I've got that prepared for you. So this is going to make it a lot easier. We're going to do it actually at this size. So this is a 8 by 10, and our image area will be 8 by 10. And then we will start on some newsprint lightly with a pencil. A 2H pencil or a 4H pencil, those are the lighter pencils. And we will start trying to capture the basic shape of the shoe. Loosen up in the beginning. We're going to bring this into focus. So it's something that can kind of like be a little bit of a flow to it. You're looking at what we call placement marks, where you say, oh, the shoe goes off the page up here. It is about this, it goes off the page about this far here. A lot of this is judging proportions and size relationships, how far from here to here and stuff like that. So once you figure that out, then you're supposed to visualize, imagine this looking beautiful on your newsprint, and then you're just kind of bringing it in like a blurry photo. Like, can I get the basic overall size of the shoe and keeping it kind of light? Once you get that done, then we'll look at it together, we'll go back over it, we'll start going over it with a darker pencil, and then eventually, once we get that idea done, when I give you the good white paper, I will let you take what seemed like our practice paper, and I will let you use that to trace onto the good paper. You can use that image to trace onto the good paper. Then no one will see all of our sketchy lines that we made. A lot of art is about the magic of what the viewer, the audience doesn't know, right? About how we designed it, how we did it. I wanted to show you a few. Here's my shoe drawing that I did, and this is bigger than we're gonna do. But again, you can see the line weight variations, some lines being thicker, some lines being thinner, different types of texture. I scumbled a lot of the inside, and I used a different just kind of contour line to go around the edge to kind of separate that from the inside. I tried to actually recreate the dots on this Adidas shoe. That was super annoying because I tried to make them actually organized in the rows that they kind of were in. That was challenging. Putting a texture into your laces. Also maybe trying to let your laces flip over is kind of a cool look to do. And I played around with the whole idea of what's foreground, what's background, and had my lace kind of break out of the border, but then also go under the border and under the shoe, just to add a little fun to it. But as you can see, students are capable of doing just as well as I did on this. This is another student in Art Foundations that did this shoe. Lots of great hatched lines and scumbling. Look at how they thickened up the line around those laces compared to the inside details so that you can really tell a difference on there. It's really just all about taking your time, thinking about it. Kids will often make shoelaces where you can see through as if they're invisible, like lines will be drawn here where you couldn't possibly see them because one thing is on top and one thing is underneath. So it's really just about slowing down, trying to really look at your subject and recreate it on there. It's really an exercise in seeing, and just disciplining yourself to really pay attention to what those details are, what those proportions are. And we're not going to try to worry about making the perfect shoe drawing. We're just trying to make the best shoe drawing that we've ever done. That's our goal. here's some of where the line weight variation matters. This gets so lost and confusing because every line is pretty much the same thickness. They had these one thin lines, but it's pretty much all the same thickness. It takes what's already a confusing drawing and makes it more confusing by doing that. You can have a fairly simple shoe, but if you're using some line weight, it helps to kind of pull some things out from other things. And this is an example of one that's also chaotic because there shouldn't be any pencil. This whole thing is going to be pen. We don't want to see any pencil marks. A lot of times kids think they're not good at drawing when really it's just that they're not good at directions. Like this would look so much better if this border was with a ruler and not hand drawn. They didn't put all the pencil marks in there. Those aren't drawing problems. Those are direction problems. And if you really focus on the directions, this is going to come out way better than you think. Sometimes it's really what the line is. Like maybe it's just that there is a actual thick, dark line on the sole of a shoe. But other times it's kind of showing just that the outside of the shoelace is more important than the inside texture. It might even suggest a shadow in an area. That's what I was trying to do in this section of my shoelace, where you can see this darker line is supposed to kind of represent a little bit of a shadow. So sometimes it's literally just that there was a dark, thicker line there, and other times it's just trying to help you separate one shape from another shape. And I'm really trying to look at stitches, little wrinkles, all the little things that might be going on the frayed end of my shoelace, the way it might twist and turn as it comes around. That's tricky, but I can help you with that.